Dogs and puppies not coming when we call them can be one of the most frustrating things. We ask nicely, we call them, we shout and scream. We even begin to wonder if our dog or puppy has a hearing problem. Even worse is when they're running wild at the park, and we have an audience watching us. So embarrassing. Let's face it, most dogs only come when they want to. You know, when it's dinner time, when they want a pat, or when there's nothing else going on. So what can you do to train your dog to come when called? Here's 7 recall training secrets that will help you out. 1. Tasty treats. Yes, I know, we all hate bribery. But trust me on this one thing. If there is ever a time to use food to train your dog, then it's when we're developing the recall command. I'm actually not a fan of using food when it comes to stopping behavioral issues, but this is different. This is asking our dog to do something as fast as they can, and we need to reward, or pay, them so that they do it. Think of the food as payment. After all, would you keep going to work if they stopped paying you? So, when you ask your dog to stop playing with their best friend, and come running all the way back to you down the beach, they need more than just a pat. Making sense? Of course later on we can fade out the food, but for starters it's okay to use treats. 2. Keep control. One of the most common questions I get asked is, what do we do when our dog is running away and won't come back? And the answer is simple. There is not a lot you can do. It's the same as when a horse has bolted out the stable and is galloping off. They are out of control. You see, there are really only 2 ways to get our dogs to come to us. The first way is when we still have physical control of them, so they're on a leash or a long line, and we can get them to come to us with a bit of encouragement. The second is that we have a verbal recall. In other words, when we call them, they listen and choose to come running. So, if we don't have a good recall, we first need to consider option 1 by purchasing a line to attach them to. The safest way is to attach the line to a clip on the back of a dog harness. If it's just on a dog's collar, and you stop your dog abruptly, you can injure your dog, so a word of warning there. That said, this line will give you the opportunity to keep control, and then train the recall. It's a game changer. Remember, without control and no recall, our dogs are by definition out of control. Don't let that happen. 3. Set your dog up to win. Okay, this is a very subtle concept, yet hugely powerful. Let me first describe the typical scenario that occurs with a lot of dogs. As soon as your dog is let off the leash, he runs off, happy as can be. He has heaps of energy and runs away fast. Often your dog may pick up on a smell or see another dog, and go visit. You, knowing that your dog has recall issues, starts to panic, and you want to keep your dog under control, so you make the decision to immediately try and call your dog back closer. But, your dog is so full of energy and delight at being free that the chance of him coming is next to 0. So why did you call the dog? Was the dog doing anything wrong? No. Was the dog going to run off into the sunset? No. Was there any danger? No. Is the reason our dogs are off leash so they can run, sniff and play? Yes. Was the dog going to have a sniff or a quick play, and then follow you? Yes. In this case, we're much better off waiting until our dogs have had a quick run around and are coming towards us before calling them. Once they've had a bit of freedom, then you can crouch down, give him a treat and let him go. This is the concept of setting the dog up to win. We need to let our dogs have fun and call them only when we know they're going to come. Less is actually more. So only call your dog a few times. That keeps it special. If your dog is totally focused on something such as another dog, try just giving him a bit more time, or maybe move closer to him or go and get him calmly. Remember, good dog trainers never call the dog when they know they aren't going to come. If you want to know more information, please visit our website at www.getfreedogtraining.com. Thanks for watching.